So good morning, everybody. Appreciate you all being on here. We got a good turnout today. This is going to be really good. I've asked Aaron to get on here. We'll talk about that in just a second. But a couple housekeeping things. First of all, if you are not with EXP, welcome. You are always welcome. We do this every Tuesday. This is not any kind of EXP pitch or presentation, nothing like that. This is just simply, value add for production. And I will tell you, for myself, I've said this the last couple of weeks. I'm going to keep emphasizing it because these Tuesdays have been so good. I've been in the business 21 years here in Colorado Springs, my wife and I both. And to be honest, this would be one of those things that I would just set aside because I've been 21 years. I don't need to be on here, whatever. But because myself, Kathy Carter, a few of us, Freedom Team, founders, kind of lead this thing. So it forces me to be on here every week. And I'm so grateful for that. My wife and I right now, we've got a $1.2 million buyer that she's working with. We've got several listings, 4 of which have come. Those 4 listings plus that buyer have come from things that I've picked up on these Tuesday morning masterminds. And several of those came from what we're going to talk about today. Aaron hit this briefly a while back, and we're going to dive into the details of this because I just think there's some good value here, something we can all do. So without any more of me babbling away, let's turn it over to Aaron. So Aaron and I have known each other for a long time. If this is your first time meeting Aaron, we go back, I started 21 years ago, roughly. Aaron started the same time. We met at a Craig Proctor conference, both brand new in the business. It was out in Phoenix. And we both signed up for Craig's coaching program. And having that accountability, having the weekly calls, that coaching, I was part of that for 9 years. Aaron actually went on and became a coach with Craig Proctor's program. He built his business as a brand new agent, built it up to become top 50 in Keller Williams worldwide because of that program and because of just his hard work, and really taking everything in. And with all that, Aaron has kept very innovative. He started his own brokerage back in 2009. He actually brought that brokerage over to EXP here about 6 years ago. And, continues to just, really do some amazing things, especially on the listing side and just picking up clients and just some unique things. So Aaron, did a 4-part series for us. You can find that, on our Freedom Team YouTube channel. That's out there and available. As well, he did a 4-part series on how to get more listings. Phenomenal. I would go back and watch that, put it on your list of things to do. But he touched on this piece of it briefly. I wanted to get him on here for an hour to talk about it, Google business and how to really set that up and how to maximize it. Because Aaron is making a whole lot of money with 0 out-of-pocket expense. Okay. So anyway, Aaron, why don't you go ahead and take it away? We appreciate you doing this. I know we've asked you multiple times to train. You're always open to do it. We know you're busy, but definitely appreciate just you sharing all this stuff with all of us. Lots of ways we can put this stuff into practice. So I've got my pen and paper ready because there's things I need to adjust with my Google business page. I know I'm going to learn some things here today. So I appreciate it, man. Thank you for doing this. Okay.
Yeah, you're welcome. It brings me back to being a teacher again. So, I kind of enjoy it. Actually, I really like this part of it. So one of the things too, when you're doing something like this, if anybody gets the opportunity to teach on something that you're good at, it forces you to learn it even more and deeper. And I picked up things just putting this together that I'm like, oh, we're not doing that. I know I should be doing that, those kind of things. So even if you have a Google business, or Google My Business is what it used to be called, now it's a Google business page. Even if you have one, some of this may be a little bit of a recap for you, but you will definitely get some things out of this, or at least I hope you do, because we'll go into it pretty in depth here. So I'm going to try to go full screen. Can you see this? Jeff?
Not yet, no.
Oh, I might have to share my screen before I go.
That helps.
Technology. All right, here we go.
There you go. You're good. Now we see you.
All right, I'm going to go full screen here. So basically the Google business profile, it used to be called Google My Business. So if you've done this for years, you may know it as Google My Business, but it's actually changed to Google Business Profile. So what we're going to talk about today is part 1, why do you need a Google Business Profile? Part 2 is how to set it up. So I'll walk through. I actually created a dummy Gmail account and walked all the way through setting one up and what things you should have selected and what things you shouldn't. And if you don't have them selected, you can actually go back and edit yours to match this. I've actually talked to a couple of people at Google as far as best practices for this. So I definitely have some of those things that we're going to input in part 3. So number 1, you get improved visibility. You'll show up on Google Maps and have a local reputation. So when people go on Google and they start just searching, so they search for an agent in Keller, Texas, that's where I am, or in Dallas or Fort Worth or what have you, you can see my kind of box here that I have outlined. What Google does is you say, here are the cities that I service, and they will draw a map around them. So for instance, Keller has a little town is sandwiched between it and North Richland Hills called Watauga. Well, Watauga is not a very big city, but we sell homes there as well. But I didn't list that as one of my 20 cities, so I can extend this map further, and I'll show you that here is section 2. But what it does is it puts you on the map. So when people start searching for a realtor in those cities or realtor near me or anything like that, you want your business to show up. And you get organic leads. Now there's 2 different types, or actually there's 3 different types of ways to market on Google. This is the first one, which is Google My Business or Google Business Profile. The second is Google Local Services, which we'll talk at the end. And then the third one is actually doing Google Ads. This is not anything to do with Google Ads. This is 100% free. Second reason to do this is you're going to provide local information, real estate advice, so you can create your local recognition and be highly targeted. So you will actually get, the more you feed Google, the more you get back, the more it feeds you. So Google is very algorithm based. So the more you do with Google, the better it's going to be for you. And think of Google as this, as the whole. So Google also owns YouTube. YouTube about 6 months ago passed Google for more searches than Google had in a single month. So if you're on YouTube and you're on Google and you partner those together, your ranking in Google goes much higher. Google also wants you to use all of their services. So when you start marketing things for Google, you want to use their stuff, right? So they require you to use a Google email or a business email that's what they call a vanity business. So like mine's Kinn RE, because I used to own Kinn Real Estate. So that's my email address, but it is a Google account. So you have to have a Google account in order to set these up. And then you get great customer insights. You can see how many calls you receive, interactions, analytics. So you can see here, I've had 2,855 people view my profile, and here's where they came. Google search on mobile, Google search on desktops, Google Maps, and Google Maps mobile. So what the craziest thing is you can actually go into your map system and pull up your business right on Maps and see all about the business the same way you would if you searched it on Google. So they're integrating all of those things into your profile. And you can see here some of the stuff that people had searched, specific keywords, my last name. Apparently I'm doing okay with branding. If that's the very first search that people are searching is my last name, and then of course I pop up. And bonus number 4, why to do this, is extreme profitability. If you make a cent off of this, you are profitable because you do not have to spend a penny in marketing. Now you have to spend time, so there is some time cost, but there is no cost. So in 2022, our net commission was $68,828 from just Google business page. This year, it's over $120,000. And I've got 3 pending that'll take this over $140,000 by the end of the month. So a very profitable, very lucrative thing just to feed Google. So here's how you set it up. And we are going to go into my actual Google profile too once we set this up. So what I did was I created a dummy account, set everything up from start to finish. So number one, I did this like 4 years ago, so I don't remember it. Number two, so I know exactly what issues maybe some of you are having. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to google.com/business or business.google.com. Up in the upper right hand corner, I cut it off. It says something like manage now. Well, you click that, you don't have an account. So then you're going to fill in your information. So the first thing you want to do is you want to create your business name. This should be your name or your team name or something there. Just like, don't put this like if you're with EXP, don't put like EXP/Aaron Kinn or EXP Realty -Aaron Kinn or the Kinn team. You want to lead with your name because people are searching you. They're not searching EXP. If you want EXP or Keller Williams or whoever brokerage you are to get all the credit, set it up in their name. Otherwise, be it totally in your name. So what I would recommend is you do something like Aaron Kinn or the Kinn team, and then I do the straight line, EXP Realty or the Kinn team, EXP Realty. I want to have this highly searchable, highly targeted. So maybe somebody else, I just got a call from somebody in Austin that just referred me a buyer that's going to be buying a $500,000 home here. They came directly from this. They said, man, your Google profile is awesome. I looked at everybody's in the area. We landed on you. You have great reviews. And they searched and they found me just through a random search. So broker referral is going to give me a $15,000 commission minus a 20% referral fee. Not too bad. And he's going to be buying in the next 2 weeks. So the second step is you need to choose your business type. So there's a couple ways you can do this. You can do a service-based business. You can do a local store. This is totally up to you how you want to do it. I actually chose local store. That way it puts me on the map. If you don't have the local store and your address filled out, you're not on the map. You're just like a ghost in there. So when people type it in, you show up, but there's no pinpoint for your business. And I'll show you this in the next step, why this is important. Because like for me, I work out of my house. You know, a lot of EXP agents do, a lot of other agents do. Yes, you are giving your home address away. So if a client wanted to come to your doorstep, they could come to your doorstep. Some people don't like that. I like it because I've sold 4 homes in my local community, which averages about 600,000, that they never knew me, but they looked up realtors near me and I show up in their neighborhood. So they're going to use the local neighborhood person. I'm not even the top agent in my local neighborhood, but they didn't even interview that guy because he doesn't have a Google page, even though he sells the most homes in here. The next thing is you want to enter a business category. So then again, this is on setup. Now, most of you probably, because you're not a broker owner, would select real estate agent. You do not want to select real estate agent. You want to select real estate agency. The reason you want to be an agency versus a real estate agent or developer or whatever is because it has mass appeal with Google. A real estate agent is very narrow. Real estate agency says, oh, you got a lot of people that can help serve a larger area. So they deliver you more often. I don't know why that is, but Google sets the rules. We just have to follow them. So definitely select real estate agency. You can do it the way you want it, but this is the right way to do it. Then what do you want your customers to see? This is one place where I kind of made a mistake. And we're going to go back and correct this. Just from, I go through classes all the time on this because it's such a profitable venture for us. I mean, we'll make over $200,000 this year just from Google, probably closer to 300 when you calculate in Google local services. So you better spend some time really learning it and honing in your knowledge on this. One thing, as I said, Google likes their services being utilized. So if I had to do it all over again, and I'm going to try to backfill this if I can, I don't know if they'll let me, get a Google business phone number. So you can go on Google and get a phone number from Google for free. So you just go in, apply for a phone number, they'll give you a phone number. The reason I would do that is, number one, they like Google products. So you're utilizing a Google product on Google, you're going to get more traction. Number two, the coolest thing about Google phone number is it's just an app on your phone, but you can click that and it has a contact management system built into it. So every person that calls you is going to be labeled in there. So much easier to follow up on your clients than if they're just ringing through to your phone. I currently have it set up as my cell phone number. That's the wrong thing to do. So learn from my mistakes. Website, you should definitely have it. So definitely have a website that point, to, I have a Commissions Inc. site, but you can point it to KB Core, any website that you want to create. Even if you want to go the cheap free route, if you're not EXP and don't have KB Core, you can create one on, a Wix site or something like that. But you definitely want to have a website because you want to be a professional business. The verification process is different now than it was when I first established this 4 or 5 years ago. Used to, you would set up your business and they would send you a postcard with like a 20-digit code, and you had to enter that 20-digit code. Well, if you lost a postcard, good luck getting your business established. So, very poor way of doing business for an internet company, but that's the way they used to do things. Now it's just a phone code. This is my Commissions Inc. They give us a phone number. So I just had to come up with a phone number that I haven't used before. So I put that in there and it literally texts me within 2 seconds. I hit submit and it verified my information. I had to put in my neighbor's home and just some random made up real estate agent name. And then you want to go in and add business services. So what services do you provide in the real estate industry? Well, you're going to have buying agent services. When you click this show more, it's going to give you several, but it's going to be like buyer, seller, luxury, condo. One, I would suggest that you don't click, just unless you really love these, because you'll get inundated with them if you do have it clicked, is rentals. If you click residential rentals or property management or anything like that, you are going to get inundated with rental leads. And maybe some of you like them. I don't necessarily want to waste my time with them. A lot of them are, looking for Section 8 housing, things like that. They're just too difficult to work with. There's too much. So after we get through this, there's a couple in here in chat. I'll stop at this once we get this set up, and then I'll answer the chat and any other questions. Add business hours. You want to select every day that you're open. We're real estate agents. We're open every day. The other thing people do that make a mistake in here is they select like hours they would like to work. Oh, 10 to 6 or, whatever, 10 to 2, most agents. So what I want to do is you want to select this as open 24 hours a day. So the reason you want that is it tells Google you're open for business all the time. So you could get leads. I very rarely, if ever, get leads at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Every once in a while, somebody will call in at that time. That just happens to be a missed call. Google does rate your profile based on how often you answer the phone or how fast you return messages. They're a technology company and they have all this built in there. So they are going to keep track of how proficient you are at following up with the people they're delivering to you. If you are answering more than 75% of your calls, your business will rank higher than other businesses. If you're returning messages in under an hour, your business will rank higher than other businesses. So you want to make sure that you really hone in on your business profile, that you're available all the time. So what happens when you're not available? Well, there's a couple solutions you can do. You can have your phone number routed. So like at night, I put mine in sleep mode so no one can get in. So what happens when it goes into sleep, it automatically routes to a company called Answer Connect. So Answer Connect, I pay them like $100 a month. They have 24/7 people answering the phone, and they answer it. Thank you for calling the Kinn team. just like I would or an assistant would answer it. Yes, at 1 and 2 in the morning, they take a message, get the message to me through text. I follow up when I'm available. So that's how I answer off-hour times, or anytime I put my phone into sleep, it automatically gets routed there. So if I go on a listing appointment, sleep, then I know my phones are going to be answered, and I have 100% answer rate because of that. Add messaging. You definitely want to add messaging to accept messages. And then your business description. This is where I see people fail the most. They talk about themselves instead of talking about what the consumer would want, right? Oh, I'm a 20-year agent. I've sold 3,000 homes. I, work in Keller, DFW, whatever. I'm an expert in residential real estate. When somebody is looking for a home or looking to sell their home, they never type in residential real estate. So don't use that language. We use that language. They don't use that language. So you want to use language that makes sense to them as the buyer or seller. And you want to use every single character. So if there's 750 characters of space, use at least 740 of them. Google rates this. If you're only using 200, you won't get as many views as other businesses. Then what you want to do is you want to actually go and do some searching around on other people's profiles, other agents' profiles that say, and look at what they're doing. If you type in realtor near me and you don't show up in the top 3, click the ones that do. Why is their profile better than yours? Are they more active? Is their business, is the description better than yours? All these things can be edited and re-ranked. Then you had to add photos of your business. Now, if you work from your home, it may not be your home, obviously, but it can be pictures of you, your logo, pictures of homes you've sold or are selling, things like that. The photos, we weren't utilizing very well. We would update 2 or 3 photos a week, but realistically, you should be uploading photos every single day. So let's say you have a listing and you have 40 photos of that listing. Post 4 photos a day, there's 10 days worth of photos. Google doesn't care what the photos are. Google cares the interaction with the photos and how many you have. Once you get over 100, your profile gets bumped up in their rankings. And then you can claim an advertising credit. I just skipped this. They will send you an email probably once every week to 2 weeks on claiming your $500 credit. And it is free if you set up an ad. If you want to do it after you get your feet wet on what you're doing here and where you're going to send somebody, then do it. Take the $500. But I wouldn't worry about setting this up right when you're doing that. So I'm going to stop share and then go to questions.
Good stuff. I've got a couple. So you've never had an issue, because that was the one thing with the address. When I set mine up, I did not put my home address in there.
Yeah.
Now somebody asked about that, like with, like for us with EXP, because the way we're set up, like our office address shows Denver.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so when I put that in there, then it messed up my map. Like it makes me like it, we're showing up for people that are, so I've been trying to figure that part out. So you're okay to put the home address in there?
Yep. So I put my home address. I don't put EXPs on anything because it's literally 40 miles from me. I don't service that area. So the only place that address is in the MLS.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So it was one of those things where I was like, oh, I don't know about putting my home address, but I've actually got business from literally like a street behind me. It sold an $800,000 house. And okay, I'm willing to keep my address in there, and they would have never found me otherwise. They said 100% they just came straight from Google. I was the closest agent to them.
Right. And in this day and age, if somebody really...
which is the dumbest way to pick a real estate agent, but that's how it goes.
Yeah. If somebody really wants to find you, they're going to find you in this day and age. Yeah. So Let me look here real quick through the chat.
Sure.
Is it safe to put your address there, Svetlana? Yeah, we just talked about that. Fine. Dave Wiegel mentioned Google Voice. That's where you get your phone number, right? Google Voice.
Yep, Google Voice.
Yep, Google Voice, and that's for free. You can set that up very quickly to get that. Sounds like a good thing to do.
I'm going to go over the Q&A section in a minute.
Yeah.
Hey,
how would
Aaron.
you advertise commercial business? I don't understand the question, so you need to go a little
Aaron?
deep. Yeah.
Would you say it's better? I know you have like a team, or I have a team name. Is it
Yep.
better to do your own personal name, do you think, or do the team name and kind of blow it up from there?
I'll show you in my profile here in just a second. I have my name, my team name, EXP.
And Adrian, local, he mentioned local store because that is what will put it on the map. Okay, as far as picking the business type.
Yeah.
Business category, real estate agency
Yeah.
instead of real estate agent.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Lisa has a question as far as photos are concerned. What if you're new and only have 1 to 2 pics of what you've sold? So again, once you hit that real quick.
What's that?
Lisa Bowler, as far as photos are concerned, what if you're new
We're
and
going to
only
cover
have
that. Yeah,
1 to
we're
2
going to cover
pics?
that.
Okay, you're going to get that.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. And Alex, do you have a question about this part right here? Do you want to go ahead?
I don't know.
if it's this part, but there's the question and answer section. I don't know if you're getting to that, but
Yeah, I'm going to get to that.
Okay,
Yep.
very good.
Yep. I'm going to
Okay.
actually walk through my profile and what we have on there.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Cool. Paul, you want to ask your question real quick? Paul McMahon, unmute yourself.
Yeah, I sure do. I'm sorry, I was typing, get typos. All that. So Aaron, I went ahead and I was kind of doing this while you were walking us through it, and I get to the business verification or select the way to get verified. It only shows business video, and it says record a video of your business. I mean, this is my house. So,
That might be with local stores, so you may have to go back and do service-based.
okay, service-based.
Yeah, you can still get on the map. I'll show you how to do that.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm on the map in which is North Bend, which is north of me, or actually east.
So are you trying to create a second one?
No, actually, I want to change it. I want to change it to my area, Fall City. Just like
that gets into more complications. That's more like Google. You have to get with them because you're changing your locale for a business. That's like if you have more than one business, it's going to be hard to service it. But changing the locale, yes, you do have to provide verification. So that's why it's only coming up with a video, most likely.
Okay.
I'm going to share my screen real fast, Aaron, with something just so you guys can see this. So this is a service that my wife and I have used as far as the 24, because I was concerned the 24-hour thing with the, setting your hours like that. So we use this service right here, Reception 24/7, reception247.com. If you want to check them out, you might mention, because when I did this, I was on another EXP training that was on there one day about Google services, Google local services. And the guy that was on there said, hey, just, mention our name, whatever, they'll give you a discount. If you want to put that out there, even to mention my name, I get nothing for that. I can't promise I'm going to do it, but it's about what you said, Aaron. It's like $99 a month or something like that. I think, that includes, I forget how many calls, whatever, but like we'll get a call, it goes directly to them, and then they forward it on to either my wife or I to answer the phone. If we don't answer the phone, and they're great with it. They've got the scripts. They do a great job of that because Google is listening to those calls. I mean, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and
they are listening
the scripts to them.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So.
yeah. And I will say this company here, if you let them know, like for us with EXP and like they've got all the scripts. I didn't send them anything. They just used the same scripts they were using for the other EXP agents who are using this company. Yeah. And so we didn't have to set up anything with them. But it works really well, and that's never been an issue because they are, if you're rude with your people on the phone, or if anything goes on there, like if you don't handle the call well, like your tone of voice, just different things. I mean, Google is listening to these calls. So to have somebody on there like this, again, and you could set it up where after 6 o'clock I'm done and it goes to something like this, or the weekends, or you're out of town or whatever, and it'll do this. We get an email, for every one of these. This was yesterday. This guy here, Mark Cartwright, selling some land, whatever, and it gave the details. We get an email after every call as well. So reception 24/7, just something to check into if you want to look into that. It is a way to handle the 24/7 thing, the 24-hour. We're open 24 hours because none of us really want to be open 24 hours. So go ahead, Aaron. Take it from there.
All righty.
We might have to do this in 2 parts. Take your time.
Okay.
We're good here. I want you to, this is good stuff. So keep going.
All
Good
right.
stuff, everybody. Wave your hand if it's good stuff. Like getting some good value. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Keep going, man.
Here we go. So this is what my business profile looks like. So obviously name, the Kinn team, eXp Realty. I will tell you the most important part on this profile is right here, Google reviews. 100%, the most important thing you have to have is Google reviews. The photos are important, but not nearly as important as the Google reviews. Like, I know people in our local market that work their Google business page way more than me. Like, they're posting 3-4 times a day. They've got thousands of photos on there. They've got thousands of photos interactions, but they only have like 30 reviews. And I'll show you, and I'm going to tell you how to get more reviews. And they get way less business than I get. A lot of it comes from the reviews and the type of review, and then what you do afterwards, which we'll get into. So best practices, add at least 5 posts per week. Now this may go, oh my gosh, there's a big job. You just added way more work to me. These posts are posts you're making anywhere else. Instagram, Facebook, think infographics, those work excellent here. The more you add, the more traction you get to your page. Every post should have a thumbnail, which becomes a photo, right? So you're posting a post and a photo at the same time. They're the exact same thing. But you're getting dual credit because you're working with more than one thing. Link back to your website or your YouTube channel. It's awesome if you have a YouTube channel. Add some of your video shorts in there. You can actually add video content as well, but it has to be under 30 seconds, and I think under 50, might be 75 megabytes. So that makes it a very short video, probably not shot in 4K, things like that. But if you compress it down to a short video and you post those on your channel, you get way higher ranking. Why? Because you're using another Google subsidiary. You're bringing one of their highest earning channels is YouTube. That's where Google makes a lot of their money, is YouTube and getting people on there. Because they know if they can get people watching shorts, then they can get people watching longs, and now they can serve ads to them. Now they can sell ads, so on and so forth. I'm going to move this, I can't see. Create a consistent posting schedule. So if you have like a calendar, maybe Mondays is market reviews, Tuesday is infographics, Wednesday is a free-for-all, Thursday is new listings. That's when we usually list our new properties. And then Friday may be, client testimonial graphics, so on and so forth. You can do this every single day. Just set up a calendar so you know what's going on every single day. Number 2, homes for sale. So let's look at these. So this is what I'm talking about, posts. What you do is you add an update, you describe it, add the photo. This is where the infographic would go. I would always add a button, always. I see so many of these and they don't have buttons. Add a button, learn more, call now. Those are the 2 best, but learn more, you can direct them right to your website, right? Or to your blog. Maybe you're taking a piece of your blog and posting it here. You add the graphic to it, and then learn more jumps them right to that. That's how you do posts. Products are right here, which we're going to go into right now. So products should be homes for sale, your listings. It also, this I haven't done. This is something I just learned. Whoa, go back. You should take your listing and separate it out 2 to 3 posts and 10 plus photos, right? So your photos go in, and you maybe do 2 or 3 different posts on the same product on the same house. maybe an interior shot, pool shot, exterior shot. There's 3 posts, right? Pretty simple. Recent sales, anything that you've closed within the last few months, and then other services you offer. And I'll show you what we do. Free home evaluation, buyer consultation, seller consultation, staging, relocation, market updates, link back to your website. So here's our products. So if you go into view all of these are created with Canva. Super simple, super easy. You can see we even put so we go one step further. We put it as a listing, and then we also put it in as under contract. It's kind of like our just listed, just sold campaign for postcards. If you do 1, okay, that's good. But if you do 3, 4, 5, 6, it's much better, right? So put it under contract and then put it under sold, right? Home buying service. So you can click this, learn more. It's going to go right to our site. What's that picture? That's a picture of somebody that we closed a home with, right? We also have buying a home. So these are all link outs. So homes for sale in Hazlitt, they click this. Searching for a new home, they click that. This goes right to our website and shows them all the homes available for sale in Hazlitt. This is super simple to do we use Commissions Inc., but in a KV Core style website. You just search the city, take the information right here, and that's your link.
That's the link. Yeah.
Super simple, right? So, whoops. I got all these AI bots and they keep bouncing things, sorry. So, other products that you can do. Buying a house, selling a home. So again, more information. This got tagged in the wrong place, but oh well. We section these off, and it's very simple to do that. You just go up here in your service, edit products, and you can change products types, right? So that's the product section. Pretty simple, pretty easy to do. Photos. You want to add at least 5 photos per week. The more you add, the more traction you can get. You can add short videos, like I said, less than 50 megabytes. Every post or product should have a thumbnail, which becomes a photo. Listing photos, team photos. If you're at EXP Con, or you're at a local chamber event or BNI or whatever, post those photos in there, right? Post ideas. What things can you do? You can do individual market stats, buyer tips, investors, sellers, testimonials, and reviews. So we take our testimonials that we get from Google, right? They fill out an awesome review. We create that into a graphic if we have a picture of them at closing. Some people are camera shy, don't want pictures. Then if we don't have a picture of them, we'll use the house that they bought or we sold, and then we'll post their review next to it, and we use that as a graphic, as a photo. Testimonial reviews, real captions, blog posts, open houses, community highlights. There's a million things you can post as photos, right? It doesn't have to be just houses, right? People get into, I've only sold 1 or 2 homes. I don't care. You know, how many homes do you go and tour? Call the agent before you go and tour them. Hey, is it okay if I use some of your photos for some marketing? I think I may have some buyers that could be interested, and I want to market it. Is that okay? It gives your seller more credit, and I'll give you credit for it. Who's going to turn that down? Now you can use their photos as your photos and build your Google profile. New listings, how we sold the home, neighborhood insights, breaking real estate news, so on and so forth. Reviews. This is the most important section. Reviews. Send out a review request for every applicable client. Respond to every review. This is a gray area. It says don't add more than 1 per day. I've had days where I've had 3, 4, 5 and never got flagged. I think if you're only getting a 5-star review and no words, yeah, you could be flagged because you're now spamming people just to give you 5-star reviews, or you're having somebody from Fiverr create phony reviews for you, things like that. All my reviews are 100% legit, but I am going to show you a little trick. Some people are like, oh, I have not sold 129 homes. Well, You don't have to. So if I click into my reviews, you can see like this is the most relevant. This was a seller or a buyer. This was a buyer. This is a real estate agent that referred me business. So I called the referring agent, hey, can you leave us a review on how we did for your client, as well as their client? They give me a review, I respond, right? So these are sectioned off as most relevant, newest, highest, lowest, so on and so forth. Can you give other agents reviews? Yes, I can give Jeff a review. Jeff can give me a review. It doesn't have to be on a home sale. This is where people do Google wrong. They're thinking Google is Zillow. Google is not Zillow. Zillow says you have to have a verified address for a home sale or a home purchase in order to have that review. Anybody can leave you a review. Do you have a mom? Do you have a dad? Do you have a cousin? Do you have a brother? Do you have a son? Do you have anybody who can review you? The only thing I wouldn't do is if your domain name is the exact same, like mine's Kinn RE, and my wife is Kinn RE, she probably shouldn't be leaving me a review, right? So that's the only place where you can't get reviews. Get reviews from everybody you can. Go on Facebook. How many friends do you have? Start sending them messages. Hey, I know you've never bought a home from me because you live in Illinois. That's where I'm from. But you know me as a person and a business owner. I'm sure you've seen what we've been doing on real estate. Would you be so kind to leave me a 5-star review and just a little bitty blurb? And here's a couple things that you could say, right? That's how we send to people that we've never transacted business with. We start sending those. So my assistant just sends those out to Facebook friends as messages. We maybe get 5 to 10% of those to leave us a review. Well, if I send 50 of them, that's 5 new reviews I've accumulated. I can tell you once we went past 100 reviews, our business went crazy with Google. Before 100 reviews, which was last year, you saw that I only sold like 66,000 from this Google business profile. Well, I was sitting at like 30 to 50 reviews the whole year last year until I started getting serious about getting reviews. We do text reviews. We text them as soon as we get the home under contract because that's when they're the happiest if they're a seller. We haven't gone through inspections yet. There hasn't been all this, headaches with a buyer. Maybe the appraisal didn't come in. That puts sour taste in people's mouth. When we sign paperwork, they're happy. So that's when we ask them for a review. Then if they haven't given us a review yet, we ask them prior to closing, at closing, after closing. Text, email, phone calls. We just tell them how important the reviews are. And still sometimes people don't give them because they do have to log into a Google account in order to leave a review. One tip on reviews that's extremely, extremely important is you want them keyword rich. Now, how do you tell a seller or a buyer to give you a review that, hey, can you give me a keyword rich review on our experience? No, they're not going to do that. So we don't ask for that. But it's Google. They keep track of everything, right? So you can see this is an awesome review. We did not prompt this. This is her 100% review on us. My response is also awesome because ChatGPT is awesome, right? So we just put in what we would say in ChatGPT and it expounded on it. But we also want to mention where they bought, what neighborhood. So you want to mention the city they purchased in or the city they sold in, the neighborhood they bought in, the neighborhood they sold in, especially if it's a neighborhood you farm like mine. My house sits in Hidden Lakes. So anytime we sell a Hidden Lakes home, we're always like, oh, it's great to have a new neighbor in Hidden Lakes. I love helping the population grow with awesome people in Keller. I'm just mentioning those. I am keyword stuffing in an organic way. I'm not just putting like Keller 22 times. But what happens is Google goes and reviews these things and they pull out keywords, right? So you can see home, realtor, market, questions, things like that. Right? So those are our keywords that they pull out. Well, here's our highest rated, our newest ones, things like that. So you can see in this review, this is one we just sold last week, closed on Friday. So we come in and said, thank you so much for your kind words. Love working with great clients like you, especially when it's my home city of Keller, right? Your home is truly beautiful and I'm honored to help you with the sales process, so on and so forth. But you can see, I stuff it, Keller, Texas. This is Grapevine, you know, and all of these are gonna say, this is Arlington, you know, so it's the city I work in. Why? Because when somebody types in Arlington real estate agent, Google indexes all these reviews and pops you to the top if you have more of those than anybody else. A lot of agents go, oh, thanks for the kind words. I really appreciate working with you too. That does nothing for Google. Google wants keywords, so you give them what they want. That's the biggest tip I can give you on any of this. Let's go. We got 10 minutes, Jeff. I can do it.
Do you have time for some questions on
Yeah,
that?
let's do it, because I was going to just hit Google local services real quick.
Yeah, let's go to that. Tim, you want to ask your question real quick?
Am I not sharing anymore, or am I still sharing?
You're still sharing. Yeah, I'm going to stop. You were asking about Zillow reviews. Can Zillow reviews, go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, I've got 400 or 500 Zillow reviews. Any way to get all that over to Google?
Yes and no. So what we did was we took those clients that left the Zillow review and we messaged them directly, either text or Facebook. And we messaged them like, hey, Zillow honestly is now our competitor. So we don't like using our reviews for Google because for Zillow because they're a real estate company now. So we actually need your review and we need your help on Google because that's where we're pushing a lot more of our business to. Do you think you could take that very same review and put it on Google for me? I'll give you a $5 gift card to Starbucks, or I guess it's 10 now because Starbucks coffee is ridiculously priced. I'll give you a $10 gift card to Starbucks if you go ahead and complete this. It'd really mean the world. Here's your review from Zillow. So I take a screenshot and send it to you. And that's one way to do it. The other way to do it is take their Zillow review and start posting those as photos on Google. So you can take pictures of those reviews or even video if you want to do like 2 or 3 at the same time and post those as photos in Google as review photos. So that works too.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Good. And Canva's an easy way to do those photos. Right?
Yeah, that's what we use all the time. It's just Canva.
Yeah, Canva is so simple for that. So let's see. Let me look here at these other questions. Let me go back. Dave Weigel was asking multiple state licenses. Can you do this in more than one location?
I would set up more than one account. It's just going to be hard to manage.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're going to have to do the same thing. You're probably going to have to have an assistant for sure. Managing 2 or 3 different ones, but I'd set them up with different email addresses. So you're a brand new Aaron Kinn in Oklahoma or Arkansas or wherever you got your other licenses. Yeah.
Aaron Kinn, Oklahoma at gmail.com, Aaron Kinn, Texas at gmail.com.
Yep.
You can set up multiple. Yeah.
Yep. That's the way I would do it.
Okay. Svetlana asks, can you add reels in there? You can, as long as they're less than 30 seconds. Is
Less
that
than
correct?
30 seconds or less than, I think it's 50 megabytes. Some say 75, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Okay.
But
And then
yes,
she also asks, is there any best time to post for Google, or does it matter? My guess is as
Anytime.
long as you're doing
all the
it,
time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just as long as you're active on there, it doesn't matter the time. It's not time stamped. I know somebody in here asked a great question, which is, do you geotag your photos? Yes. If you haven't taken your photo with your camera, I geotag my photos. So you just go on, I don't know the name of the software because I don't do it, my assistant does it, but you go into Google and type in geotag photo software free, and it'll give you a software to do. You just upload your photo, it tags it, you tell it where you want it to be tagged to. So let's say you're pulling, let's say you're a photographer, you're a professional photographer, takes photos of your home and they don't geotag theirs because they take them with, a super high-end camera. You get those back, you upload those photos into this geotagging software and it geotags it to where that location is. And then now your photos are tagged. Why that helps you is because, again, it's indexed with Google. Google reads all of that metadata in the photos.
Gotcha. Another question, do we have to ask people's permission to use their picture as sold on Google?
That I wouldn't do. Yeah, I wouldn't use solds, but I would use actives. But you do have to have permission. Yeah, that's a phone call, and can I use it, or at least an email? I find it's better with a phone call because we're salespeople, you know. Hey, I've got buyers that are searching in this area and I think they would love your home. Can I market it to those folks? Yes or no, you know? If they say no, no big deal. I go to the next agent. How many listings are in your area, you know? So you got plenty to choose from.
Okay. Joaquin, what exactly do you ask them to write if there's no relation to real estate? What would be an example of what your assistant would send out to somebody like that? Like a Facebook?
So it's just basically, hey, Jeff, you know, I know you've never bought or sold real estate with me, but you know me as a person. Could you go and review my business? It really helps. We need more reviews in there. You know, if you could give me a 5-star review and then just say a couple nice words like, Aaron's the best agent in Dallas, Fort Worth if you're looking to buy a home or sell a home, you know, something like that. And that's perfectly fine, because then you can go respond to it and be more detailed on exact area or the data you want to have delivered.
Good. Alex, you want to ask your question? Unmute yourself.
Yes. Hi. Thank
Cool.
you.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always responded to my reviews. However, now knowing what you told me, I feel like I want to go back and, you know, make them rich. Do you recommend doing that, or just let it go and start from now on?
You know, I don't even, can you edit your review? Yeah, you can. Go edit it. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
For sure. Just be more detailed and talk about the area you helped them in, you know, like the city, the neighborhood. You can even put in price points, you know, so.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's see, Paul, how do I get in touch with Google for the verification process? I'm going to share my screen here real quick, Paul. I just looked this up for you. So right here, if you just do a Google Business Support, okay, and right here, Google Business Profile Help. When you click on this, there's, you know, it'll take you to an automated, you know, Q&A kind of thing, or, you know, frequently asked question kind of thing. Down here, contact us. If you put this in, like I just did this the other day. They will call you, and honestly, they'll call you like in like the phone rings in 30 seconds. I mean,
what's the heading? What was the heading?
Google Business Profile Help.
It's support.google.com.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
/business.
So that's one way to do that. One other thing I want to just share, one of the things that we started using is Instacart. You know, they partnered up with EXP for digital business cards. It's like $100 a year, something like that. So my wife and I set this up. Lots of customization you can do on this. One of the things we have on our menu right here is review me. And so when we can share this, like if you're at a closing, you know, whatever, you can share your business card, like through text, through email, through a QR code. And you can actually take this review me. This is on the computer, but it's the same thing on my phone. And right here, this links then to our Google Business Profile. And it's a simple way for them to, you know, just another way to remind them, like, hey, to give me a review.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Give me the screen, Jeff. I'll show them one thing.
There you go.
So if you go here to, where is it? Read reviews, get more reviews. So they give you this.
There you go.
This is your unique code. Okay, so you're gonna copy that code, and I created a domain name, ratethekinnteam.com, right? So that's what I send to all my clients. And when they open it, what happens is the little box pops up of rate me. It doesn't even go to my profile, just the rating, 5 stars already filled in. That's the best, because if you send them to here, they could get lost. They're like, oh, where's that?
Where do I go?
And a confused mind does nothing. So that would be one suggestion on that.
Very good. Let me see here. Adrian, yeah, Instacart is the company. Let's see, Laura, could we post up houses we have sold in the past to help with showing houses we sold?
Yeah.
I think you mentioned they were not time-stamped. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wouldn't go crazy on products and have 100 solds in there, because that page gets way too long. I would try to keep those like just every couple, 2-3 months worth. And I think there are some rules. I know there are in Texas, how long you can market a property after you sold it. So you definitely just follow those state procedures.
Nora, let's see, Nora, you on here? Nora Rios, you want to ask your question here real quick?
Yeah, my Google page. Oh, I've been so successful with Google. I've gotten so much business out of it. And I noticed that my my business had the same convention. So I try to be very consistent with the name Nora Rios and Rios Group, EXP. I had that for Google My Business as well as Google LSA. And then all of a sudden, my Google My Business no longer has that. It just says Nora Rios Realtor.
You just go change the name.
Who's changing the name?
You. I don't know who changed it. I don't know who changed it on your behalf, but I mean, you can go back in and re-edit it. I've edited it 2 or 3 times. So
my concern is, like, I'm the only authorized person to make changes. And so does anybody else have access to our Google accounts?
Shouldn't, unless they have your login details to Google.
Okay.
The Gmail, that is. So I don't know if you had an assistant or anything like that, but that would be the only thing I could think of.
Okay, thanks.
Again, you might want to call Google support.
Yeah.
On that, Nora. Okay. Doug asks, can you recommend a book or training program that shows you how to dominate Google business page?
I don't.
Okay. Just stuff you've dug into.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of this, I would say, like learning some things from you, but then also me just getting in there and doing it, and then just click, Google support, whatever, click. It took me a little while, but once you get it up and running, I mean, it's working for us as well. Doing well. Rosie, let's see, what's this program called? GoTech? I'm not sure what you're asking there, Rosie, if you want to mute yourself.
Geotag.
Oh, Geotech. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it's just, if you go
Okay.
into Google and search geotag a photo, then you'll find something that allows you to upload photos and geotag them.
Yeah, GEO. Right, Geotech.
Yeah.
So, very cool.
Yeah, Evan, they can do that. They can suggest edits. So if you have false information on there, things like that, they can do that.
Okay. Ray's asking real quick. I have more than one business. Can you have 2 different profiles with the same physical address?
I don't believe you can.
Yeah, sure on that.
I don't think so. That's another, well, maybe, because I guess if you're in a brokerage, for the lack of a better example, if you're in like a Keller Williams, they have a hard building, maybe multiple people have that same address, but so yeah, I imagine you could.
Okay. Okay, Michelle B said we have 2 businesses linked to the same address. Okay, good. Somebody asked here, on an iPhone, should we be using short TikTok videos? If so, should we post them to YouTube, grab the link and post that to Google?
Well, if you've posted them to TikTok, you should have the native video, unless you're using their video editor and you're doing everything native in TikTok. If you do that, you can do, I think there's a service out there. Let me see, I've got notes on it. I think it's called repurpose.io. That will actually take that TikTok video and take their brand off of it. That may be the wrong one, though. I thought I had it in front of me, but I don't.
Okay. Yeah, but if you're uploading a video, if you're doing the video on your phone, then uploading it and using it, all that, you have the video. So you could just certainly upload that to TikTok and upload it into YouTube and upload it into wherever you want.
Yeah, but if they're doing the video themselves in TikTok, some people do that.
Right.
Because you're supposed to get better traction or whatever. Then they may not have the native video. Yeah. And if you download the video from TikTok, it's going to have their watermark all over it. And Google definitely does not like that. So I would definitely shoot the video separate and edit it in something like CapCut or something similar. And then you can edit it or pop it into every place. And TikTok owns CapCut, so they don't mind if it's a CapCut video. Again, that's different, but.
Okay. And then one last question here. Adrienne, I don't know if you can unmute yourself. Adrienne Lyons, the domain process. What's your question?
Oh, she's asking how to register that domain.
Okay.
I use GoDaddy.
Yeah.
You use GoDaddy. You can find simple 2-3 minute videos on this. Use GoDaddy. Once you have purchased the site, then you just hit forwarding and you pop that address that I showed you, that's your review link, into that site.
Can you tell me where to go again to get the review link? So I get the report. What was that process?
Yeah, I can show you again.
Yeah.
So if you go to reviews, maybe. I don't know where it is. It's not opening. You're supposed to just hit that and a little button pops up, or a little, let me refresh.
Can you go to read reviews on your, over on the left, possibly? Would that work?
There we go. So reviews, up in the upper right-hand corner, get more reviews. So when you click that,
and it gives you that link.
Link right here.
And now you register that link with GoDaddy to, ratethekinnteam.com.
Yeah, so if I go in and I post just that link, it's going to open up my business. This is my profile. And then it pops up your review.
Very cool.
So, they just fill this out.
Good. Awesome. Real quick, guys, and there's more to go here. Would it be helpful for you guys if we had Aaron come back for a part 2?
Well, I only have 5 seconds of. There's not enough for a whole part 2.
Well, we'll figure that out. I think we'll have lots of questions to come back to too. I've got questions, but I don't.
Google LSA, that would be good to maximize as well.
What's that?
Google LSA, if you can cover that next time.
GLS, yeah. Yeah, that was the remainder, but it's only 4 slides. So.
Yeah, that's okay. There's things to do with that as well that could just enhance this. We've been using that some. So
yeah,
good stuff. Okay, very cool. Aaron, thank you. Okay, good stuff, guys. Yeah, helpful.
Great stuff. Thank you.
And again, I would just say take some time. Just take a Saturday afternoon. I don't know. You're watching college football. If you're not out showing homes or whatever it is, take a couple nights and just play around with this and just start working on it. You're gonna have questions. Write them down. Come into the Freedom Team Workplace group. You can always post questions in there. Okay.
And I believe this is recorded, right? You're gonna post.
Yeah, this is recorded. We'll have this recording up into the Workplace group here within a couple hours. We'll have it up there. So you can rewatch this, take some notes, stop it, start it as much as you want, but just start working on setting up some of this stuff. If this brings you an extra, 5-6 closings in the next, 6 months. I mean, it could, whatever, next year, it's totally worth doing because again, it just doesn't cost you anything other than just the time it takes to do it, and you can have an assistant. I know you have your assistant do all kinds of stuff with this, right?
Yeah.
We need
to stumble around because she does most of this. I just hammer on the reviews mostly.
Yeah, we need to hit the Q&A stuff. We'll hit that next time because you can do that. I know you mentioned before, Aaron, how you have your even your assistant just go in and ask a question and you answer it. There's different things you can do to get that interactive stuff going on there. Any of us could ask each other questions on our Google business pages and help each other out. There's lots of ways to work this, but again, I love that it just doesn't cost you anything and you're making a ton of money with it. So very good stuff. So guys, appreciate it. Quick reminder, Thursday we have a Q&A every Thursday morning, same time, same Zoom link for those who have any questions as far as agent attraction. We do that every week. And then on Saturday, again, just a reminder, we have a webinar for investors, an investor seminar for an hour, introducing people to how they can get part of their retirement profile or portfolio into investment real estate. They all want to do it. They don't think they can do it. It's going to be a really good hour. Saturday morning, same time, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. There's an Eventbrite link, which is also posted in the workplace group, Freedom Team. I posted it in the chat a little bit ago. If you want to scroll up there, but look in the workplace group, you'll find all the stuff on that, the details there. But invite people out to that. It can pay you referral fees for a long time, every home they buy over the years with Done For You. But just a great way to, add more value to your clients as well. So that's coming up this Saturday. For those of you in Colorado Springs, we have a Top Golf event. I want to promote that a week from Monday. Register now. We need to get the numbers in that. So that's going to be 5:30 to 7:30 here at Top Golf here in Colorado Springs. For those of you in Colorado, come join us. Okay.
And one thing, if you want to get reviews from other agents that have Google pages, businesses. So like, if you sent me a review, I wait 1 week and then I review you. I found that when you're trading reviews from business to business, they both disappear. So if you give, Jeff, if I give Jeff a review, Jeff should wait a week at least and then review me. And then they stay. So Google has I see you're just, faking reviews. So they will flag you on that and they'll just take the review down.
Awesome. Well, good stuff. Aaron, what I might do with you too, you and I can talk about this, but like I might, I wrote down notes and I've got questions. What I might do is get on Zoom with you when you have some time. We can just set up a half an hour or something. And even to go in a few of these details, like on my business page, we can record that and even put that up there just to take this a little bit, just take it that one step further, like actually hands-on doing a few of these things. That might be good to do for everybody. But let's definitely talk about a part 2. Just going into a few more details with this, and then Google Local Services, how people could add that in there if they want to. We'll see if we can get that on the schedule with you as well. I mean, appreciate your time. I know you're super busy, but you add so much value to this group. I can't even tell you. So thank you again for doing it. Okay, guys, thank you very much. We're always here to help. Questions, put them in the workplace group. We'll get to you. Aaron, myself, others, and we will see you Thursday. Q&A. We'll see you on Saturday, the investor seminar, if you can make it. Get your friends on there. We'll see you next Tuesday. We'll be back here. Okay. Every Tuesday. You're always welcome. Come join us. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.